Hello, everyone. I'm
Hello,
back.
everyone.
Oops.
I'm back. Hello, everyone.
Okay. Now I got my echo turned down. So I'll just sit here and wait till I see somebody. I know Annabeth is here. So what's everybody been doing? For those of you who are, hello, Beverly. How are you? Hey, old man King. Peter, how are you doing? I hope this finds you all well. I'm doing pretty good. I went out a little earlier and then all of a sudden I had sneezes. Everything in Georgia is blooming. Hey, Prep for Eternity Homestead. How are you? Good to see you. Um, yeah, we got a lot of pollen here. I know the folks up north probably don't have any because there's some of them are still in a deep freeze. But my car has turned tan to yellow. So I guess you all know what that means. Warm in North Carolina. Oh, Beverly, I know. I think yesterday it was 82 here. Today it says, well, my little thermometer thing's not here today. So I'm sure that it's in the 70s. It's not up there yet. We don't have any sun today. Hey, Annabeth, your pond is covered in pollen. Spring is coming too fast. Yes. Um, my pond, the animals water, and Annabeth says it's around 80 degrees in the daytime. Yes, yes. We're bouncing between 80 and 83. So yes. And in the morning I start out with longer sleeves. In the afternoon I'm ready to change already. So yeah, it's been pretty rough. But uh the yellow pond, yeah, the yellow pond is funny because it's just like you can see it just kind of floating around. Did y'all know that most of the pollen that we're allergic to is not the pollen that we can see? A lot of folks think that they're allergic to um, pine trees. What is falling now is the pine. I heard that from an allergist one time, but I'm not an allergist, so and I really don't suffer with allergies. But I'm not sure why I'm sneezing today. But yeah, so I missed everybody last week. I hated to beg off, but I just didn't get back in time and I did not want to rush. It was such a pretty drive. I went up to Anderson, South Carolina, which was about 2.5 hour ride. And it was so nice. I was just dropping somebody off and I rode back by myself. So I mean it was really a nice drive. But I did when I got back, I was exhausted because I had gotten up so much earlier than before to make sure I got all the animals fed before I left. Gummy Doolittle, good morning, Linda and everyone. Olivia and I have Turtle at the allergist. Oh, so you just listening as best as possible. Yeah, ask him when you're in there, ask him about what most people are allergic to, the first allergies of the year. Just ask him. You're in there already, you're already paying him. So you might as well ask him a question like that. Is everyone healthy and happy along with being busy? Well, I know I am, and I'm sure everyone else is too. And I don't know about most of y'all, but I should have already been in the garden cleaning it up. Got my tractor running last week. So, yes, I should have already been up there pulling up old things that needed to be pulled up. The bees are really active. Around here, we have dogwood blooming, and I'm not sure what the name of the tree is that's out in the woods. It's really a beautiful purple blossoms. I really don't know what that is, but it's so pretty. That is blooming. We have, of course, daffodils, and the early bulbs are coming up. We have honeysuckle that has started blooming. And we have something, I believe it's the state flower forsythia, and it's a yellow, really beautiful yellow, and it grows wild everywhere. It's so pretty. Yes, my camellia is blooming also, Beverly. It started blooming about 4 weeks ago, and it's already started dying off. It likes the cold weather better. It really doesn't like this heat. But we've had so much rain that, you know, the grass is confused, the flowers are confused. My spider lilies have already come up. They've died off. I was hoping something else for the bees that was out there. Oh, clover. Clover is already coming up, which is great for the bees. They love that. And I already need to go up to the beehive, and I need to open it up, and I'm pretty sure I need to add another super because they are starting to uh, hang out on the outside during the day because it's so hot. So it must be crowded in there from the winter of storing up honey and having babies. And Annabeth says her dogwoods are blooming soon. Right now, the clover, violets, weeds, yes, weeds all around the place. Oh, and I have a great supply of garlic, just wild garlic or onion. I'm not sure. But you know what? I did pull some of it up and I did taste it. Well, it was in an area there's no animals, y'all. Uh, good morning, Chuck. How are you? Um, so yes, I did. I pulled up some of those wild onions and I washed them off and made sure they were clean, and I tasted them. And they're very mild. They're actually milder than a bunching onion. So it was really nice. Um, let's see. Gummy says Turtle is autistic, and we found out 3 weeks ago allergy to milk. Today, lab results for bee and insect stings. Oh my gosh. I kind of suspected that he was allergic to the bees because he got a sting on his ear last year and it swelled up like a cauliflower ear. And this child is, how old is he? 6, 7, something like that. I don't even know how old he is. Annabeth says our chickens love eating the wild onion greens in our hay pasture. Yeah, and mine aren't in the hay pasture, or the cows would probably be eating them also. But mine are alongside the front. We have maybe 100, 200 foot of road frontage on our farm, and it's the onions are all up and down, and I actually like mowing out there because I like smelling them. So now it's time to mow, but it's been so wet I don't want to get down in those little gutters because I certainly don't want to have to pull myself out. Last year I had to pull myself out with the tractor because I got stuck. But I'm not the only one that got stuck, just saying. But if you go down, it's like the little gutters like this. So if you go down the wrong direction, the back of the mower is like a zero turn. The back of it hangs up and you get stuck on that little bar. So yeah, more than once we've had to pull ourselves out. And other than being embarrassing and people riding by on the road and waving at you, like, oh yeah, you got stuck again. But that's okay. I'm not pushing it. I'm riding it. But I do like to I like to smell those onions. I don't know why, but I don't eat them as often as because some of those onions are very strong. And except for Vidalia onions. And Vidalia, Georgia is where the onions originated. And you can buy a Vidalia onion and plant it, but it's not going to be as sweet as if it was grown in Vidalia. Something about the soil, that's what they say. And we've had them from there because, all of the scouts and all of the fundraisers at school, they do sell the onions by usually 5 and 25 pounds. So we always participate in that and get a whole bag of Vidalia onions that actually came from Vidalia. So yeah, they're really great onions, really great. So I will do that. I don't even have to grow them. I can just buy them and prepare them and put them up, and I'm good. So other than that, um, we're not really doing anything. We're just kind of waiting. We do have an appointment or a date set to take the cows to the sale barn. So y'all know how bad my cows have been, and they're still going through the hay like it's sand. I'm telling you. Within a couple of days, these 5 cows and one little heifer, little, she's 6 months old, 7 months old. Um, they can go through one of those round bales, even though the grass is growing. So yeah. Um, Chicks are born. I have over 100 chicks. Can you believe that? And I did sell some yesterday. I finally had to put an ad on Facebook in the little farmers marketplace and started selling the chicks because um, I've got a lot. I got a lot of Easter eggers, and I've got some bloomerans. I've got some um, a lot of lavenders because my pen for the lavenders is pretty large, and they're pretty sought after. Very difficult to get from the hatcheries. I was going to order some more, just kind of add to my stock and diversify. And they wanted $20 an egg for a lavender Orpington hatching egg. They wanted 27 for a chick, and I can't imagine anybody buying a full grown layer from the hatcheries, but they do. But I didn't even go there. I thought, oh my gosh. And I was feeling bad by getting $12 a piece for them for the chicks, um, because the stores around here don't get them. But I was feeling bad about it until I looked at the price and I thought, holy cow. So yes, there are more of us. Some of y'all may be the same way, but there are more of us that are keeping chickens now because of the egg prices. So um, I haven't really felt bad by charging that much because, I mean, the face it, the food to feed them is outrageous, and I'm not selling layers this year. Everyone can buy the chicks and they can take their chances, and unless they can tell which one's different, I don't distinguish that until they get a little older. I can, but not when they're first born or hatched. Um, and okay, get this. I was Someone tried to make me feel bad. I don't know if it was bullying or just shaming for charging that much for a chick, but I found out later that there are people that are going around buying up all of the Tractor Supply chicks, and then they're taking them and then they're advertising on, the little marketplaces for double and triple. So they want to buy mine for less than what I want to charge, but they're going to go out and charge more for them. So I think that's what's kind of caused all the panic is people. Same thing with buying them in the store. I've seen them on, little markets selling all of these supposedly fresh eggs, but if they've been in the store, they're not fresh. I mean, they've been there a while, they've been in cold storage, and for y'all who raise chicks, you're not supposed to. Once you take them out of the refrigerator, you're supposed to eat them. You're not supposed to let them get hot. because that's where the salmonella comes in. So I found that out that maybe this person that was trying to shame me for charging $12 for the lavenders, now I charge 10 for the Easter eggers. But and even then I feel bad about them. But time you get your electricity, your water, your food, you're probably just breaking even by doing that. But I mean, it's a service that I'm providing, and it does help my rescue animals, so I'm doing it. Um, Old Man King, one of our local farm stores that always has chicks by March 1st, is saying they won't have them until at least mid-March and aren't even sure about that. Yeah, mine said April. So they said that they weren't even going to see them until mid-April. They had already put orders in, but they couldn't get them. So I don't know if the hatcheries are actually, they're not, uh, I don't know if they're hatching chicks as much as they are ducks. Lots of ducks and turkeys right now. So that's what's coming out first. But you know what? Those turkeys that we got, that was our second order. I found out later the first order of 20 made it to somewhere in Minnesota, which I don't know why it went all the way up to Minnesota from Iowa instead of coming down. They all died, so they were sent back to the hatchery, and so that was the second shipment that they had replaced. And unfortunately, the 20 ducks that we got, by the end of the first day, half of them were gone. And they were just, it was taking so long, so they have not had good luck at all. And within a week, I lost 5 more, so they were very unhealthy. I couldn't get them out of the stress. uh, Although I tried, but I just couldn't get them out of the stress. Annabelle says we are incubating 13 chicken eggs and are selling them for about $4 each. The avian flu really made egg and chick prices go up. I heard some places they're selling for $25 a piece. Yes, I had two. Two of the eggs in the incubator are due to hatch on Friday. That's exciting, Annabeth. Um, I can guarantee you I have one, two, three, four, five, 6 trays of about 30 eggs. So I have a lot of eggs in the incubator. Every Saturday, I only I usually have to set them before they're 7 days old if I get a whole tray. So I want to put as much in a tray as I can. And usually the tray is split between lavenders and Easter eggers. And then um, I have barred rock that they're starting to lay. I don't get many with that pin, and I have some blue Morans, so I don't get many with that pin. So I have to have a whole tray to put in there, or I'm wasting my electricity. So yeah, every Saturday, and we had 50 chicks hatch this last Saturday. So, and I had probably 50 the week before. So yeah, I'm down to about half of those, I guess, now, but I have sold some. But oh, if you buy them for $3 and $4 from an individual, that's a great price. Um, I have a big incubator that holds over 120 eggs. I have 3 large brooders that I have to keep running, plus a small. Uh, it's a small it's not a hatchery, but after, if they're struggling or their first 12 hours, I will put them in that little, it's like a little incubator brooder. But after about 3 or 4 days, then I move them to the big brooder if they're all doing well. So I have a lot invested in my little chicken hatchery. So, and that's not including the all the little incubators that I had before I got the big one. Um, and I have sold some of those to folks who want to do a smaller scale. But and plus I have to keep some to eat because you can't find them in the store. Annabeth says I will have a video posted next week about the eggs hatching on my dad's channel in case you're interested. Tell us what your dad's channel is, Annabeth. Um, if I have not, I'm sure I've forgotten. I'm sure. Um, let's see. Looks like I don't have any mods in here today. Does anybody want to step up and feel comfortable doing that? Um, so yeah, it's exciting to see all the chicks hatching. But you know what? Those little turkeys we have, if you've never raised turkeys, those little stinkers, they peck at me every time I stick my hand in there to change their water. I did put their food on the outside of the brooder because we have one of those really long trays, so they can eat now on the outside without their bodies are too big to get through the little holes. But the chicks, I can't do that because they're so tiny. I would have 50 little chicks in the little tray on the outside, and the cat's licking their lips, so we can't go there. Uh, we've been through that before, so I have to feed them on little trays um inside. But those turkeys, they're pecking at me, and it's like, you little stinkers, I'm feeding you, I'm giving you water. But and they know there's a these brooders are like, uh I don't know, they're like 36 by 36. They're pretty good sized brooders, and they can stay in there for a month or so. Once they get all their feathers, then I move them out to the big pens. But um, those turkeys are going to go outside soon because it's like, they attack me every time I get over there. But they know there's a back door to this brooder. So I will give them their food at the front, and then I'll run around to the back and try to grab the water things out. And dang if there's some of them waiting for me. They know that little back door, and then they try to attack me. Hey, Jamie's hooked. Nice to see you. Um, I just wanted to say, hey, I'm lurking and listening. I aspire to raise chickens one day, and I'm not set up properly at the moment. What is your take on quail or pheasant? My son raises quail. And when I say he raises, he has two 100-foot fly pens. Plus, he has a big building that he has all of his layers in. So he's on a big scale operation. I've never raised them on a small scale, a dozen at a time, but they're very easy to raise, actually. In my opinion, even on a small scale. Now, I have some friends that raise quail for food. Um, and he raises them. He sells them to these plantations and um, hunting reserves where they replenish their quail every year. So that's why his operation is kind of big. But he does ship. He ships hatching eggs all over the world, England even. And and his are bob white. So they're nice big quail. So if you want one that is meaty, the bob white is really meaty. I'm sure there's others out there that are smaller and prettier, but these are good size eating. We ate them when we were growing up. I mean, we ate dove and quail and, whatever else probably we could scurry up. I don't think, well, my parents may have eaten squirrel. Now we just get aggravated at them. So, yes. And if you want to look at his website, Jamie, it's Haylo Georgia, GA. And he has a website where he actually will help you with any questions you need. Um, if you forget Halo, um, my email is in my about page, and you can email me, and I'll send you all the information. But so yeah, it's a very, I don't know. I love the taste of quail, but it's so expensive. There's a couple of restaurants around here that actually serve it, um, but it's usually fried, and some of it is with gravy, and I don't care for gravy on it. But it's I've always liked it. It's a dark meat, and I've always liked it. So yeah, there's plenty out there, and he could help you with that. Yeah, Annabeth, I don't know what we started out with a couple of hundred quail, and maybe 20 or 30 layers. Um, but now it's to the point where he's got a big operation. So when he's gone, I actually help him take care of them. And basically food and water, they got to have it all the time. Um, and they need to fly every day. That's why he has a 100-foot fly pen, because they need to fly every day. He doesn't want to tame them and make, pets out of them. They actually, because when they're turned loose on those reserves, they need to be able to, you know, they need to be able to fly long distances. Hey, Goody Tomstead, nice to see you. Um, Annabeth said I had a Bob White a few years ago. Did you? We had something, and my cat ate them. I hate to say it, but they were called tuxedo quail. And the tiny babies, okay, this is about an inch. Okay, they weren't much bigger than that as chicks. That's how tiny they were. They were little bitty things, probably would sit on a quarter. And they figured out how to get. I even had a special brooder set up for them. And dadgum, if the cats didn't figure out how to unlatch the door and reach in and get them, and I lost the adults too. They ate them. I was sick. I was really sick, but you know. Oh, I'm glad you're here, Good Eats. Yes, I really felt bad canceling, and I know things come up and you have to, but my son needed to ride to Anderson, South Carolina, and like I said, it's 2.5 hours away, and so I just dropped him off and left. And I really thought I was going to be back. I was really hoping. Hey, Joy Blessed, how are you? How's it in the mountains? Um, so it was so pretty. If you've never been on the country roads in Georgia, it is just beautiful. And of course, Anderson is just barely. You just go over the bridge and you're in it. So you don't have to go real deep into South Carolina. So it's really beautiful up there. Hey, Christy Betts, haven't seen you in a while. So glad to see you. I know it's hard catching everyone. Um, so it was a really pretty drive, and it was nice for the day just to kind of get off the farm. So but it was an all morning thing, and when I got home I was so exhausted. It's like I really need a nap, and I took a nap, and just in time to get back up and get the grandkids from school. But sometimes riding makes you more tired than driving, and so I rode up there, but I drove back. And I had trouble keeping my eyes open. Jamie's Hook. Yes, North Georgia is beautiful, especially in the fall. And the leaves, I mean, even though the trees are bare, it's like those that are evergreens, it's just really pretty. And it was a really nice, perfect day. It was probably 67, 68. It was really nice. Joy says it's been raining here, but yesterday was really nice. I spent the day at the Mountain River vlogging, really, for a special long vlog, and I live streamed it too. Oh, that's so nice. Um, Joy, for those who don't know, Joy Blessed and her husband both have a channel, and her husband is, um, okay, I got a brain freeze. Donnie. He paints, and it's beautiful. Hey, Elise. Hey, how are you? Hey, Little Ridge Farm. How's it going? Christy says my phone was hacked. Finally got another one. Oh my gosh. Is it like this last year is like get Christy Betts? Seems like, it's like you must have a sign on your back, Christy. It's like all of these things. Lisa, she's doing good. Goody says, happy you made it home safely. Thank you. South Carolina, the Palmetto State is beautiful. It is. I love it. And this is near Lake Hartwell. Oh, it's so pretty up there. Georgia and South Carolina both have some beautiful lakes. Beautiful. Um, so you know, and I love going up to um Anderson, because if you take the South Carolina road back down to Augusta in the springtime, you get to go by all of the fruit stands with the fresh vegetables, and so then you can hit all of those on the way home. And I mean, we used to get beans and apples. The apples are shipped in because they don't grow them there. But the peaches, oh my gosh, you've never. Georgia is supposed to be the peach state, but I'm telling you, South Carolina has some good peaches. Oh my gosh. Um, so yeah, in the springtime, it's really nice to go through there, and you can hit those little fruit stands because they are quite a ways away from me any other time. Let's see. Annabeth says, glad you got another one. Um, we've been missing you. See, I wasn't the only one, Christy. Um, let's see. Joy says, thanks everyone. Wanted to check out our Smoky Mountains channel. Here it is. Oh, good. Thank you so much. Um, yeah, they live in the Smoky Mountains, and I mean, it's beautiful up there. I really miss going to, up in the Smoky Mountains, northern Georgia. Oh, it's so pretty up there. I want to go back to the Ruby Mine. Joy, have you been to the Ruby Mine? Oh my gosh, I found a ruby. It's in my safe. It was that big around. And it was raw, of course, and I haven't done anything with it, but we were mining for stones, and oh, it was so pretty. So I have a whole little container. It almost is like a half of a medicine bottle full of little raw rubies and a couple of sapphires. So it's a lot of fun. It was good entertainment, and we would take our kids up there. They loved it. Uh, Christy says I've got to resubscribe to everyone. The funny thing about that, Christy, is I was on my other channel, Little Wendy's Daydreaming, and I happened to pull up 6 acres. It popped up because I had loaded something, and I thought, let me see what I said. And I go in there, and it says I needed to subscribe, and I got, you're kidding me. Yeah, I was unsubscribed to myself. It's like, you know, it doesn't make sense. So I had to go back and resubscribe to myself so that I could go see myself. Nothing like supporting yourself, right? um, let's see. Oh, now listen, for y'all who have not been following, there is a live giveaway with Not for Nothing Homestead today at 4 o'clock Eastern, I think, with Tony Kettle Kitchens. They're giving away some really great stuff. This was for um, the Chili Smackdown 23, and I do have a video there if y'all want to see my video. So I did participate, even though I don't have a kitchen. There's a will, there's a way. So that is today. That is the one thing I do know that is going on. So if y'all want to go over there and support them, there's 33 channels who made chili. Oh my gosh. You want to see a variety of chili? I mean, it is amazing. You didn't know there was that many ways to make chili, but it's pretty cool. Storyteller Donnie, yes, thank you, Joy. I had it in my brain. Yes. He does live artist paintings, and I do catch him. Sometimes I'm listening out in the yard, and uh, I would peek at it ever so often. But I love listening to his voice. It's so soothing. He's just one of those people that I think I talk too loud, but he doesn't. He's very soothing when he talks about his painting and what he's doing, and uh laughing. Oh yeah, Chrissy says laughing out loud to my own channel. Yeah, I mean, and if you don't believe it happens, when you go into somebody's live or you see a video, always double check that, because I don't know what the criteria is for YouTube to unsubscribe people, but I'm sort of active on my own channels. I go to both of them and I load with both of them, and even though I don't do live streams and I haven't done shorts on the other channel, which I guess I need to do, but I mean, it just goes to show you, don't take it for granted that you're subscribed to someone. If you're thinking, "Hey, I hadn't seen that person in a long time," go look and see. That may be why you haven't been getting noticed. I mean, there's several that I visit as often as I can, and I've had to resubscribe too. So don't ever take for granted that you're still subscribed to somebody you like to see. If you think about them, you better go look because there could be a reason. So yeah, um, yes, Joy, Christy, are you one of my mods? I think you need to be, don't you? That'll give you an excuse to come see me. um, Joy is very good. She's very good. Um, and I have quite a few, but they don't all come at the same time, which is that's life, right? Yes, please, if you'll hit that thumbs up. My Nightbot is actually he's behaving today. I'm sure it's a guy. Well, maybe. I don't know. Oh, Christy says I just started again from scratch. Yeah, when you get a new phone, mine is my instant messenger is so messed up. I do not know what is wrong with it, but I do know that I did a software update, and when that happens, I think it just messes everything up. So I have an ad on Facebook for the chicks, and I'm trying to get people to instant message me, keep it a little private, but half of them aren't going through. So then I had to go back and edit and give my email so that they could get a hold of me. But so many of them is like, I sent a message, but it won't allow me. So I don't know what is going on because I'm tech challenged. I admit it. Um, I can't just look at something and figure it out. I've got to search through it. And now, but if you make something in front of me and I want to make it, I can make it. But don't ask me to look at a pattern. So, oh, thank you, Annabeth. Um, yeah, I was in a live, my good friend Miss Southern Belle, and everybody in her channel is a mod. And it's so cool because I mean, when you get to meet her, then but if you go into her channel, she'll make you a mod so that you can drop your own links, and that's what she's all about, is helping people too. I don't mind. I don't mind at all. Um, I don't get into drama. I don't need drama in my life. I have cows. That's funny. It really is funny because they are so naughty. They're the worst, absolutely the worst. But Christy said this is an iPhone and I've never had one. It's what the police recommended. Oh, really? Yeah. Because I mean, there really is a lot of advantages to an iPhone. And my all-time favorite cell phone was the Motorola flip phone. I love that thing. And my kids would upgrade to different phones, and it's like, "Oh, no, I don't want anything but this." But it didn't take good pictures, but it was great because you stuck it in your pocket and you didn't, oh my gosh, and you didn't call anybody in the middle of the night like I did my son. Last night, I got up to go get a drink of water or something, and I don't know what happened, and I was calling him at 3 something in the morning, and I thought, "Oh my gosh, I hope he didn't listen to that." So I hung up real fast, and he calls me back, and he said, "What's wrong?" Oh, it was just a finger call that I didn't know I made. It was embarrassing. Um, but usually if we call each other at night, then we've got animals in labor, which he has one that's very close to labor, his one of his nanny goats. And I mean, we've been waiting for a week, and I don't know if she can have any more signs of a nanny expecting, because she's got them all. So we're just thinking any minute now. And I probably won't catch it on film because they usually have them when you're not around. but I'm pretty sure as big as she is, she's going to have at least twins. All of his have had twins so far, and he had twins last week. So one of the nannies. So yeah, I called him in the middle of the night. I'm sure that's happened to you guys too, right? I must have it must have been the last phone call I made, and I didn't close it out. But yeah, um, I've done that. Let's see. Did I miss anything? Did I miss anybody coming in, y'all? If I did, I'm so sorry. Um, I try not to. Is everybody on the live chat or are you on the top chat? Because for some reason I put it on the live chat, but it flips sometimes, and I'm not sure why. Uh, Annabeth says my grandmother calls people on accident all the time. Yeah, and some of us call them butt calls. Hey, you had a garden, Glenn. Good to see you. Yeah, and I mean, so yeah, I just automatically put the phone by my bed because that's the only phone we have, to contact with our kids. So I just automatically, I don't know why I picked it up. Um, it was on the side of the bed. May have been checking the time, and if emails come through at night, ding, ding, ding. I mean, it's like, and I try to turn it down so that it doesn't disturb anybody, and that's one of the reasons I can't get on lives um, too much in the evenings is because my husband goes to bed at 7:30 sometimes, and the computer in a trailer, you can't get away from the space, even if you're in a different room. You can still hear people talking and stuff. So I can't be on a live if I'm in the trailer that late at night. It just doesn't work for me. Um, so how is it in Florida, Glenn? You getting your garden ready? Um, is anybody else in Florida? Christy says those baby goats and baby doll sheep are so cute. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Oh, listen, y'all. I did not get it on the camera. Of course, isn't that the way it always is when there's something really cute that happens? They do it for a second and then you lose it. Well, all of you know that we had puppies. Okay, the last one went home last Saturday, and I may have to say this that two of them are on Not for Nothing Homestead, and she is she's showing them off. They're doing really good. So if anybody wants to see the puppies, go to Ginger and Joey's channel on Not for Nothing Homestead. Of all the people that took one of the puppies, they took two, and so we actually get to watch them grow up. So, but the cute thing that happened is Dakota was she had three puppies in the yard at that time, and they're weaned, but ever so often, they need a little comfort, I guess. Well, I looked over there, and one of the baby lambs was nursing the dog. I swear it happened more than once, but every time it was only a second, and but she was standing there allowing it, and she would have a puppy on one side and the lamb on the other, and then one of the same days one of the baby goats was nursing the wrong mother. So it's like, okay, we're just sharing. That's all. But it really did happen, and I had no idea that a dog would do that. And really, she's mostly dried up, so the lamb wasn't really getting anything, but he was standing there, sure as could be, and she was letting him. She never barked at him. She never moved out of the way. She never tried to discipline him at all. And the ewe was standing right there, and she didn't even say anything. So she didn't stomp. When she's disgruntled, she will stomp your feet. She'll stomp her foot at whoever it is, and the dogs know to get away if she does that. Let's see. What did I miss? Annabeth says my dad has done that before. Jamie's hooked. Yes, Annabeth, be sure and tell us who your dad's channel is real quick again, um, so we can go over and check out your family channel. Glenn says it's hot. I've been building a chicken coop. Really? Okay. Well, I've only got 100 new chicks. Too bad Kathy wasn't up here when they were all hatching. She could have brought some home. Um, let's see. Annabeth says garden. It's 80 in Alabama and it's only March 1st. Yes. We've been as high as 83, but mostly it's between 80 and 82. So yeah. Chickens are on the list, Jamie's hooked says. Yeah, you have to. I mean, you really have to. If you want eggs, you really need to have some chickens. And not everybody wants roosters. Not everybody can have roosters in the city limits. But let me tell you, those roosters are really good at guarding those chickens. Uh, they will find something to eat. And if you've never been around them, they'll cluck and carry on, and the hens will run over there and he'll let them eat before he eats. He's really good at searching food for them. um, they won't sit on the nest when the hens will. Now the silkies will, but my chickens won't. But they're very good protectors. The roosters, they'll fight to the death to protect them. So if a predator comes up, they'll tear them up. So yeah, really good. Oh, it's good. It's good you came in, Annabeth. I know you've got school. I'm glad you came. Now the March the 8th, I'm going to be late in the afternoon. I'm going to change it because we have to take the cattle up to the sale barn. So the 8th and the next Saturday, both of those, I'm going to do it around 2 o'clock. So I'll do it a little bit late, but I'll still do it. But I won't be able to make it back because the sale starts at noon. Well, actually, I may have to do it on Thursday. Uh, I need to be up there to see what my cattle sell for. So yeah, but we're glad you came, and I know you got to go back to school. Um, what part of Alabama? Christy asked. And I don't remember Christy. She may live in the northern section. I can't remember. Jamie's Hook said I've heard of that, but I am only allowed for laying hens. Yes, and laying hens in some counties won't even let you. City limits won't even let you do hens. I couldn't do ducks. My county that I was in before would not even allow me to do ducks, and I was one block. I was in a subdivision, but I had an acre of land. I had plenty of land. And I wasn't really close to the yard, the backyard to anybody, and they would not let me have one duck. So I moved out of the city. Yeah. So yeah, if you can't have roosters, and I have taken many of them on the farm because they're in the city limits and they're not allowed to have roosters, and some are only allowed to have one if they have one. But yeah, they can be noisy, just like kids. When you're talking, they're trying to talk over you. Yeah. Let's see. What did Gummy say? He's to everyone whom I missed coming back out of the allergist appointment. Turtle is positive for all insects and bees. Prescriptions for EpiPen. Just wanted to update. Oh my goodness. See, I knew he was allergic to bee stings because he just has some terrible reactions. And when you're talking about an autistic child who is nonverbal, you know, they know the pain, but they don't know how to control it. And it's really hard. Birmingham, Christy. Yes. Well, you're not too far from Danny, Annabeth. She's somewhere close from let's see, what else did I miss? Um, Jamie, it's been a journey making it. Yes, I bet it's going to be really good chicken coop. I'm excited to see it. Um, we're not building anything new. We're going to have to repair the fence after the cows are gone. And we do have one of them that is going to be processed um, sometime later in the spring. So we're definitely. But once we get the other bulls out of the way, the steer is not a problem because he's not going to fight like that with the heifer. He does that with the younger bulls. But and then they bang into each other and hit my fence and they bust it all up, and I can't take that anymore. Oh, how to garden. Annabeth, I've been hitting low 90s. Oh my gosh, Glenn. Yeah. I mean, we really skipped spring because, I mean, a month ago we were cold. We skipped spring and went right to summer. So I guess maybe we're going to have a hot summer. Maybe. That's tough. Christy says I gave away my rooster when I was in the city. I have 3 now. Hey, I have a bachelor pen and it's got 3, 4, 5 roosters in it, and they're really beautiful. And then I have several pens that have roosters because I'm hatching their eggs. Uh, but I still have a couple that I call my tree huggers because they only come down and they'll forage when you start throwing grain out. They'll come down, but they're really leery. They won't get too close, so they don't want you to catch them. I've managed to catch all but 1 or 2 hens are still out because my husband accidentally left the chicken pen open, and one of the goats turned the knob and let all of my lavender chickens out last week. But they went back really quick because it was near roosting time, so they went back really quick. Danny, there you are. Good to see you. Yeah, Annabeth is really close to you. Really close. We've missed you. I hope your job is going well. And I know you got good weather today, right? Oh, the sun's starting to come out. It's been overcast here. Now we do have a 60% chance of rain tomorrow, so that's probably means that Danny is getting it today, and Annabeth. Um, so yeah, it's hard to believe. So I don't know. Are y'all all starting a garden? Is anybody doing a garden? I know Glenn is doing one. Um, I know several other doing gardens, but um, I'm doing in containers again this year because my ground has so much clay. Um, it's got a lot of clay. So the trees that I planted last year, they're not growing really fast. And I know it's because of the clay, even though we dug huge holes. So I may have to put those in those big cattle mineral containers. Um, Danny says it's 80 degrees today. Might get some showers. Yes. Um, and the showers we're going to get tomorrow, I think it's like 9 in the morning or something for a few hours. But when ours says even 30 or 40%, most of the time it doesn't mean us, it means around us. It doesn't really mean us. They give the weather for the bigger cities, which is Augusta. So, it goes around us. Danny said I would be if I were at my usual home. Everything is kind of in the air right now. Yes, if I can get help tilling my parents' garden that hasn't been planted in 2 years, I might. Oh yeah, that would be really nice. Um, Even if you planted containers, Danny, you would at least have, you know, some fresh tomatoes or lettuce or small things even. I planted potatoes 2 or 3 years in a row, and we had so many ants that they were just eating them up. So even in containers, I did them in containers one year. I did them in hay bales one year, and I the ants. It was just too many ants. Georgia has a lot of fire ants, but these were those little tiny black ones that hurt. Oh, but they would bite you. So I couldn't do that anymore. Red potatoes are probably one of my favorites, though. If I'm going to plant potatoes, I've always tried to plant the red ones because the others don't do well where I'm at. Um, oh, you had the joy of moving compost around, Jamie? You know what? I have a tractor, and if I can move stuff with a tractor, I'm going to do it because I don't know. You have to use the fork, the pitchfork, to clean out the goat houses. The hay, over winter it gets really thick, so I have to do that. But I pitch it right in that bucket of the tractor and then take it over to the garden and dump it, which is down the road. So I really need the tractor. I can't do the wheelbarrows and stuff. They're just too heavy for me to move with that damp hay and junk. So yeah, but good for the garden. Jamie says, yeah, we've had issues in the past. We talked about getting powdered molasses for that. Really, powdered molasses. I mean, I've tried potato flakes and hot. I've tried hot sauce, hot peppers, cinnamon. I mean, everything. Every time I hear of something new, I try it. And I don't know, the the fire ants, they just move. They just go to another place. And even I mean, they're terrible with the cows. If the cows step in one of them, you see them out there stomping them. I mean, there's nothing I can do. They're going to have to get rid of them because I'm not getting under the cow doing it. So yeah. Christy says I had a few potatoes in pots. I've had trouble with ants too. Yeah. And you wouldn't think because the potatoes aren't sweet unless, you know, I don't know what they're eating, but they definitely eat holes in them. So, I mean, my littlest grandson, he loves to plant potatoes. He wants them so bad, and we got some decent sized ones last year, no, the year before. Um, but they just don't do well. Well, Glenn, we're glad you came in. You got to go cut some steel, and we're looking forward to seeing your new chicken coop. So when you put a video up, we'll all go watch your video and see what you're doing. And good luck on that. So, anybody else have anything else going on this week? Is there any collaborations or anything that we need to mention? Um, I know that I'm sure there's something in March that's happening that I've missed. Um, but if there's any collaborations that's going on that I didn't mention. So I do know that Not for Nothing has a live this afternoon for their grand finale giveaway of the Chili Smackdown 2023. So if y'all get a chance to look at that, um, it's probably going to last a couple of hours at least because I'm sure she has a lot of things that they're giving away. Some are donated, some they're doing themselves. So and and check out some of those chili recipes, y'all. They are good. Even some of them are too hot. I could never eat them, but they still look good. I can admire them. Joy says, I saw something posted about Breads collab by Jamie. You know what? I think you're right. Uh, on Jamie's Country. What is the name of her channel? I get a brain freeze when I'm trying to think of that right offhand. But yes, a collab, and I know there's something coming on in April. I've been invited. Uh, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it. My daughter is having a total knee replacement on her right knee, so I may be helping her. So, well, I know I am. So I'm just not sure I'm going to be able to do too much at all. Jamie's hooked. I will see how these potatoes do. My roommate will take care of them mostly as I babysit my nephews during the summer. Yeah, that's okay. There's nothing like a fresh potato. The ones in the store don't have the flavor as a fresh potato. That's all we knew. We may have been poor growing up, but we always had potatoes, we had tomatoes, we had good greens in the garden. We always had a good garden. So we ate, and if we needed meat, we had wild meat. So, Jamie's Country Living. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, go check out Jamie's Country Living. Um, so I know that collab is going on. I should ask Tony at Kettle Kitchen because he seems to have a list of everything that's coming up or going on. He's very good about keeping us all informed. So yeah. Um, Here's Jamie's open collab bread. Joy, put that link up. Y'all go check that out. Can you just imagine fresh bread? Now, I'm not a big bread eater and I don't eat a lot of it, but boy, if you put a fresh loaf of steaming hot bread in front of me, whew, it's going to be hard. It's going to be really hard. Christy says I like the milder peppers. I do too. I'll eat the mild peppers, and I just can't eat that really hard, hot, ghost peppers and all those. I can't do those. I can barely do a little bit of jalapeno if it's got cream cheese on it, maybe. Like the poppers. But yeah, I can't do that. Thank you, Christy. She is, see, how old is she? She's in her early 40s. I got to stop and think. But she got a knee injury, in high school when she was 15. She got hurt in cheerleading. Believe it or not, the cheerleaders got hurt worse than the football players did. And she was up on one of them real tall pyramids, and um, something happened, and she come down off of there, and she hit wrong, and she tore her knee up. She's already had two surgeries on that knee, and so now she's got so much arthritis, even at a young age of 40 something. It's very painful for her, and I have a really hard time with one knee, but not near as much as she does. And so yeah, it will be a tough surgery, but I think she'll be much better off. And she's got a lot of years, and it's a shame that she's gone through so many years of pain. But so for the last, almost 30 years, she's had a lot of pain with that. So yes, that's April the 18th that she's going to have that surgery. Um, so we'll be busy with that in April and helping her maneuver. Luckily, she has great bosses, and they're going to let her work from home as soon as she's able. So that will help her a lot. Also, Jamie says she's buffering. Oh no, I'm sorry about. Sometimes I'm buffering because I'm in the camper now and we have internet here, but we don't have any in the farmhouse. So if I'm over in the farmhouse, a lot of times I'm not getting good reception. So yeah. Christy says I eat more sandwiches off grid. Yes. I mean, and I try to use the keto bread, the keto tortillas. I warm them up in the pan. I make them crispy like tacos. I use the little dashes, and I make chaffles, and things that actually, kind of take the place of bread. But fresh hot bread out of the oven. Oh my gosh. Someone is breaking up on me. Signals are, at least. Oh, Christy. Yeah, it's past my hour, and I try not to keep you guys too long because I know everybody has something going on. Jamie, are you coming on later, or did you come on yesterday? Did I miss you? Um, I've been over in the farmhouse and I get very little reception over there. Um, Jamie's hooked. I'm kind of giving up on bread. I'm so discouraged. Yeah, I mean, I could cook it if I had a good oven, but I don't right now. So, yeah. Who you? Yeah. So, and my husband, he says, just tell me we're not having soup or sandwiches. It's like, well, what's left? Soup and sandwiches. When you don't have a kitchen, that's what you're eating. Unless you want to just crack open a can of chili and eat it cold. I could tell him that. But so yeah, you kind of eat like you're camping out when you don't have a kitchen that's really worth anything. It's there, but it's not really worth much. But we're going to get there. Hopefully by summer we'll get there. We're almost to the point. We got update on the camper. On the remodeling, we got the water hooked up to the shower, and he's got the water hooked up to the sink. Now he's working on the washer and dryer. He had to cut a hole in the floor that we just put in. It's kind of like those road people. They fix the road and then they have to cut a hole to work on it. So yeah, he cut a hole to work on the plumbing in the pantry, and because he couldn't get under the house. This is an old house, 1936. So the space between the dirt and the house is not much. So he crawled as far as he could, and he said, I just have to cut a hole in the floor to work on the plumbing because there's no way that he can get under there. And he won't hire anybody to do it. He likes to do things on his own. Yeah. Christy said, food fatigue is a real without a kitchen. Yes, it is. And see, I'll eat tuna and I'll eat tuna salad and chicken salad. And he's like, oh, just tell me we're not having soup and sandwiches or chili. He's even marked chili off my list. It's like, well, tell me what you want to eat. So you know what his answer is? Oh, I don't care. Whatever. It's like, okay. Hey, Joy in the Parks. Nice to see you. Buffering on this account, too strange. Internet messages. Yeah, sometimes it's like that. There is my friend, Not for Nothing Homestead. The puppies are doing great. Oh, that's so nice. I was just telling everyone, y'all go over there. She's got two of the prettiest puppies. And, every time I've seen them, Ginger, looks like those puppies are living in the house. So when they get to be 70 pounds, are they going to be outside? I was just telling them about the lamb nursing on the dog. She was so happy to be back with Bear. They have been rolling around and chasing each other around and wrestling. They're just so excited. That's the good thing about having two puppies. They can keep each other happy. Hey, our new land, how are you? Good to see you. Um, Good to see your other account here, Joy. Yes. Oh yeah. Did I miss? Oh my gosh. I missed Donnie. I told you I might miss somebody. I hate that if I miss them. I'm sorry. Um, but yes. So anyone who, all of these channels that we have their links up. Anyone who has not been able to see them, please go see them and see what they have. Um, some are newer channels like Our New Land. Now they haven't had a channel for very long. What has it been, about a year, Devin? A little longer maybe. Christy says my 5 Pyrenees mixed dogs are between 75 and 85 pounds. See, I told you that. Okay, Ginger, see. And I'm sure my Bear is probably in that category also. He's pretty large and she's pretty sleek and slim, even for having 7 puppies. Uh, Ginger said they are so sweet, and yes, we have them inside just for now until we get to know their boundaries, till they get to know the boundaries of the property. Yes, and they will work that property. When I let mine out in the big pasture where the cows are at, they're not out there long, but immediately they walk the perimeter of the fence. And then they'll come and lay down in the middle and watch everybody play and then take their little naps. And all of a sudden they'll get up and they'll walk the perimeter again. I didn't teach them that. But let me tell you what we found on our cam, our trail cam. This one was on my son's trail cam, which is down the hill closer to the woods. The biggest wolf you ever saw. This thing looked like a German Shepherd. It was so huge. And it's within 10 feet of we have pens in the woods so the goats can go down and keep all that, debris trimmed up and stuff. They're within probably 50 feet of the old barn where the new babies are at. So we got a big problem right now. And I haven't seen the foxes in months, but we definitely have a big wolf down there. And he turned and he looked right in that camera. There is no denying he is huge, huge. So maybe he's just been doing reconnaissance, because they'll stand and wait for a long time. They'll check it out until they can nab one of them. And that we have a nanny that is due any moment. any moment. Uh, so we're kind of on the alert now. I think it's going to take a nighttime trip hiding in the turkey blind to get him because he's too wily. Let's see. Joey in the park said this is one. Oh, this one was made to post national parks since the new rule from. Oh, I must have missed what the question was. Um, let's see. Danny says my dad had a Great Pyrenees once. His name was Shadow. He was all black and looked like a bear. Yeah, mine is all white and looks like a bear, and he is a bear. That's his name, Polar Bear. Um, let's see. Christy says, laughing out loud, was hunting in the woods for one of mine in the dark with coyotes. He just got away from me chasing a deer. Oh, yeah. When mine go out in the woods, there is no way I'm chasing them because there's all kinds of things out there in the woods. And if I don't have a gun with me, I'm not going out there. And they'll come back. And usually they're carrying a deer leg or something that they found. And they want some bones. So they're carrying some bones. They coming back. Uh, Ginger says, I hope your goats are okay. Yes, they are. They do miss the puppies, though. The little lambs are good. Joy built them an outside pen 16 by 20, and we filled it with hay, and they love it. Oh my gosh, don't they just love to roll around and wrestle around? And we have some those old dead pecan trees that's in the center of that little rabbit colony that we let them play in. They love going up on top of those logs and playing and carrying on, and even the little goats go up there. And it's like a big, everybody's got to be higher than someone else. I think that's it. It's a it's a it's a thing that they need to do a little better than what they are. um Joy in the park says, thanks, I have two tabs open and two views and two likes at Danny Days. um Yeah, sometimes I forget to close all of the tabs. Oh my gosh, it does make it go slower, especially if you're already on an iffy internet. But supposedly, Comcast Infinity is going to be in our county, and our county is broadband ready. We're just waiting. They're working on the inner city right now, so we're waiting. I'm in phase two, they're in phase one. So it'll be a while before they get around to me because I am barely in the county. I'm so far out. Um, let's see. Danny says that awesome. Are you sub to me with all your accounts? Yes. Um, there's plenty of links all through the chat for all of the people that are here or have been here this morning. So you're welcome to go check them out. Please do. That'd be great. My second channel is Little Wendy's Daydreaming, where I do arts and crafts, and right now I'm doing diamond painting. So it's a lot of fun and it's real stressful. But I had to give my hands a break from knitting and crocheting because the arthritis was starting to bother me a little bit. Danny says I've been stuck in the 730s for months and I could use the boost. Yes, Danny. At one point, a couple of months ago, Danny and I were within one or two of each other. Now, I think I'm not much farther away than you are. Hey, Mountain of Inspiration, how are you? Tell us your first name if you want to. Mine is Linda. And we have a lot of really good folks here in the chat today. All my friends. We have links, uh, and we'll be happy to put your link up and let everyone come and check you out. Y'all go check out everybody's channel if you can. That's how we grow. You never know. We may find something we really like to do. Uh, I have this channel and my craft channel, so I bounce back and forth. Um, my craft channel is around 430. I don't have a lot on it, but I'm okay with that. And I'm still shy of 800 on this one. Like Danny, we're just Danny. Did I take off and leave you just for a little bit? You were going through some moving and stuff, so that may have may have made a little difference, but you're getting back into it. We're glad to see you back. Um, but yeah, some days Danny would we've been playing like badminton. We've been going back and forth, back and forth. We stand right up with each other because a lot of her friends are my friends too, and vice versa. So we're glad to see everybody. There's Joy in the Parks link. Y'all go check them out. And uh, yeah, so let's see. What did I miss? Did I miss anything? I'm good, thank you. Danny said, yeah. How is the new job doing, Danny? Are you still doing good with that? I know it takes away from your time, but um, my job is on the farm, so and it's not a paying job. Only I guess it pays satisfaction. That's what it pays. Um, Danny said, liking what I see, Mountain Inspiration. Yes, I'll be over there to check you out also. So I guess I'm gonna wrap it up today. It's if you haven't had lunch, it's time for y'all's lunch, and I'm gonna be going to pick up some grandchildren from school in the next hour and a half, and I'm gonna need to go check on that nanny that's going to have those babies. We might have a new video of some new babies the next couple of days, but she's about to pop in more ways than one. So I hope you all have the rest of your week really good. And remember, next week we will be on Thursday. So I'll do a Thursday chat. Dimitri, very nice. Oh, we're so glad to meet you, Denise. But I, I'm tongue tied. Dimitri. Uh, sh- Mountain of Inspiration says, "What a beautiful community! I'm loving your tribe, 6 acres. Thank you so much. Yeah, some really great people. I've been on YouTube 2 years now. I grow slow, but I've made a lot of friends. So that's really where I'm at. Um, I don't see myself in 5 years, 10 years having a humongous channel. I'm just going to have friends while they're here, and that's all I care. Joy in the Park says YouTube gurus say post different content on different channels. Danny Days, yeah, pick up and do some different content. Um, Butterfly Meadows Home and Farm with Dorinda. Hello, good to see you. We're so glad you're here. We have a lot of really nice folks. You've missed most of it. I think I did hit the replay, so you can get the chat on the replay and pick up everyone's links. Go check them out. Y'all go check out Dorinda. It's so good to see you. And we are scattered all over the country and sometimes across the pond too, up in Canada, up in I've got some friends in Australia. So we're all over. Yes. And some of us have new channels, some of us have been here a while. And but you know what? If you don't get so huge, you get to enjoy your friends. If you get so huge that it's overwhelming, it becomes a job instead of a social. For me it's about social, uh talking with my friends, sharing. um you know I'm a family channel. uh I don't do sports on my channel, but there's a lot of great sports out there. There's a lot of great music out there. But so y'all are all welcome, but I will go ahead and schedule my new lives for the rest of the month. But the second week and the third week will be on Thursday at noon, just because of the cattle auction that I really need to go to. um Dorinda says, I love making new friends on YouTube. Great folks in the YouTube community. Yes. um and Joy in the Park says, I'm high functioning autistic, so I do things my way. You know what? There is nothing wrong with that. Um, my sister is on here, Gummy Doolittle, and she takes care of her great grandchild, um, who is nonverbal autistic. And it's a real journey. for their struggles and their happiness too. But it's a great channel to see what children can do, even with um, the issues that he has, the circumstances around him. Danny says it's been nice visiting. Thank you, Danny. I'm glad you came in. I'm glad everyone came in, and I'll see you guys next week. If you don't see me or I see you on your videos, don't forget there's a live this afternoon with Ginger at Not For Nothing and Tony Kettle Kitchens. There could be some good stuff given away. So if you got a chance, try to catch that one also. And I will see you guys later. What did Danny say? I understand that completely too, Joy. Oh, yes. Thank you so much. And for coming in, guys. Adios. That's about the only word I know in Spanish with my 4 years of Spanish. Thank you, Goodies. It was good to see you. It was good to see you, Devin. Mountain Inspiration. So nice to meet you, too. All of the new guys. So nice to see you. Okay, I'll get off and I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Thank you, Joy. I appreciate that. You too. Thank you, Danny. You're sweet. Bye, Mountain Inspiration. Bye, everybody.